It's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. All right, let's play a little Carolina Panthers trivia. Tell me what person has interviewed the most Carolina Panther players one-on-one that doesn't work for the organization. Yeah, it's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. All right. Here we go. First live post-game show 2020 season. Panthers just took a very close game. Unfortunately, they were not able to be victorious. Final score, Las Vegas Raiders 34, Carolina Panthers 30. So I hope everybody enjoys this new show. Please give me your feedback on if you like it, suggestions, thoughts, comments. But nevertheless, I'm Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. And today started the debut of the new show where we're going to go live immediately after the game to talk about the Carolina Panthers. Get some rapid reaction. Mostly want to hear from you fans about what you think from the game. Certainly tomorrow you can expect a video from me where I will go much more in depth about this game, analysis, and break down some things, have some player interviews and things like that going for you. But let me quickly make sure that everything is running properly as I am hosting my first live YouTube video here. Give me just a second to check everything. We'll get rolling, but I definitely know there's going to be some good things to talk about today. Got to be excited about the Carolina Panthers opening up the season. And just the fact that they're playing football again, you know? You got to love it. I think you got to love it. All right, so just going to make sure that I got everything up and running here. And then I want to hear from you guys. All right, so it looks like we are all good to go, up and running. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this game. First thing I'm going to do is go over some stats for you guys so everybody can have a chance to log in and get used to the fact that we're going to be doing this broadcast. Please hit that like button. It helps other Carolina Panthers fans find out about this channel, as well as hit the subscribe bell notification so that you can be a part of this new show that we will do every single week. May travel to a game or two, but I'll let you guys know beforehand so you're not just sitting there stuck waiting for me. But let's go ahead and get into this game. Some of the stats that we're going to look at from this game. I'm going to start with quarterback position. Teddy Bridgewater made his debut today for the Carolina Panthers. And how did he do? So let's look at the stats. So Teddy Bridgewater today, not a bad game. 24 out of 34 for his completions and attempts. He was for 270 yards, so almost a 300-yard day for him. 7.9 average, 1 passing touchdown, and then no interceptions. You gotta love that, no interceptions on the day. And sacked 1 time, 98.9 passer rating from Mr. Bridgewater. All right, so those are our quarterback stats. What's up, Chris Johnson? What's up, Austin? Yeah, you guys, please start loading up your comments. Again, this show right here that I'm going to start doing after the game is 100% for the fans. Just want to see how everybody's feeling. answer any questions that I have. And now, again, I'll go much more in depth for my analysis tomorrow after after I've had a chance to watch the film. Something that's for me is new for me is that I'm watching the game from home, much like you guys. So I'm going to have to watch the game film over, going to have to watch all the coaches' information and also talk to coaches and players before I go much more deeper into it. But now I'm here for you guys. So again, I'm going to go over a few more stats to give everybody a chance to log on and see what happened today, or at least hear from you about what happened today. Christian McCaffrey, how did our superstar stud, new, very highly paid running back do? 23 carries, 96 yards, 2 rushing TDs, and 38 yards received. So Christian had over 100 yards total for the game. Had a pretty good game, and in my opinion, he had a tale of two halves. You know, he had, I think at one point, about 35 yards rushing in that first half, and when we got down by double digits, they seemed to go and hit the easy button. I like that commercial. I think it was some office store said the easy button. They hit the easy button, and Christian McCaffrey had about 35 yards in one possession, which was more than about the same that he had in the first half. And they let him start rolling a lot more on that. And it helped. I mean, it turned things around. Not only did they get out of that 10-point deficit, they were actually able to get up against the Raiders late in that second half. Obviously, they didn't pull it out. You would like to see that. But I think this was a pretty decent game overall. Let's continue to look at a few more stats today on the offensive side. We have Robby Anderson, player of the game? I don't know. But nevertheless, Robby Anderson had 6 receptions, 115 yards. Nice 85-yard connection from Teddy Bridgewater. That was awesome to see. The player on the Raiders made not the best angle at Robby, but nevertheless, glad to see Robby take advantage of that and get 6. Also, he had 8 targets. DJ Moore, 4 receptions, 54 yards, 9 targets, and actually had a taunting penalty that I thought was a little bit, I won't say ridiculous in that they should not have called it, but you just like to see, if you're going to get one, you want to see more than just a little index finger to a guy's head to cost you 15 yards for an unsportsmanlike penalty and then be in jeopardy of one more penalty and you're being kicked out of the game. By the way, I'm a little late in saying this. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, and you have comments, please head on over to YouTube, as I'm not able to watch the comments across all the platforms that I'm streaming at. So just go on over to Twitter. Go on over to Facebook, or I'm all over the place. Go over to YouTube if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter. All right, let's keep on going here. Got one more bit of stats that I want to share with you all. Defensively, what do we do on the defensive side today? Well, Shaq Thompson led with 12 tackles. Jeremy Chin, 8 tackles. Rookie doing kind of good out there. Troy Pride, 6 tackles. We did not have any sacks on the day, so that was definitely a little disappointing that we didn't have any sacks on the day, considering that last season we were second in sacks in the league. Derek Carr does get rid of the ball. I don't know if I want to say super fast. I think it's about 2.5 seconds that he gets rid of the ball. 12th fastest in the NFL. But you still like to see getting some sacks, get some possible interceptions, but we did not do any of that. So again, just a quick recap. I'm going to do these shows every single week after the game. I know everybody's not used to these videos, so I'm not going to stay out here too long. But please, if you like it, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you can see when I go live, because I really want to start hearing more from you all about how you feel about the games once they are completed. So let's go ahead and talk about the obvious. The obvious being 4th, I don't know if it was inches, but it was 4th and pretty short. Christian McCaffrey, your number one choice to get the ball. Should we have had Cam Newton in the past, he probably would have been number one choice because he's a little bit bigger, closer to the line of scrimmage. So why not give the edge to that guy? But we gave the ball to Alex Arma. And I did not like that we gave the ball to Mr. Alex Arma for several reasons. Now, we did give the ball to Alex in a short yardage situation earlier in the game. And that kind of stood out to me that's different because you usually see Christian McCaffrey get 100% of those. And to give Christian, or not give Christian, the opportunity for that 4th and 1 is, to me, it's bad. It's bad because, you know, Alex Arma, he's a guy that's a role player on this team. And to be put in that position and not make it, I'm sure he feels terrible. So I feel like that wasn't the best thing, even just from a player confidence thing, to give Alex Arma that kind of put him in that kind of position. I mean, put Christian McCaffrey, your team captain, the highest paid running back in the league, the most dynamic running back in the league, the opportunity to succeed or fail versus Alex Arma. So I really didn't like that. Nevertheless, Coach Rule talked about it after the game in terms of not putting the ball in Christian McCaffrey's hands. He said that's something that he has to take the blame for when it comes down to it. He's the only person that you can blame for that, not giving the ball to Christian and giving it to Alex Arma. Said the loss was disappointing, but doesn't want the team to be discouraged about today's performance. And you guys are welcome to disagree. I think today's game was a pretty good game. Forgot to turn on my lights back there, even though you can't see them too well in the daytime. But today's game, let's just take all things under consideration, right? You have pretty much a whole new team, new coaches, new players, an owner in his second year. You got a new culture that you're trying to build, a new playbook. You didn't have preseason, you didn't have OTAs. There's a lot of things that you did not have to help you get prepared for your first football game at the highest level in the NFL, right? And it was a good game. So I think if you ignore all that and just say, hey, I think someone said our expectations are low. I mean, what kind of expectations should you have when you're basically rebuilding a team? Now, I know the team won't say they're rebuilding, but you had more new parts than old parts. So for that fact, I feel like it was a really good game. I think all aspects for the Carolina Panthers were good. Special teams, offense, defense. They had absolutely 0 penalties in the first half of the game. They had a chance to win. They were leading late in the game. They came back from a 10-point deficit. They didn't let the lack of fans in the stadium get them down and say, okay, well, we're a new team. We're supposed to lose. Condition of the guys looked good. So for me, it was a good game. Again, I'm going to look at the tape, go through a lot more details and analysis for a video tomorrow to follow up. But I just want to talk with you guys quickly after the game, see reaction. Chris Johnson says this game was ours to win. Absolutely. What in the world was that call? Give it to the best running back in the league on 4th down. Yeah. I agree with you, Austin. Got to give it to him. Michael Hall, let's just fight. Michael, I don't fully understand your comment, but I appreciate you tuning in. So that's going to wrap us up for today. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with much more in-depth analysis from this game. Thank you all for watching. Panthers fall to the Las Vegas. I can't say it. Panthers fall to the Las Vegas Raiders. Final score 34-30. They resume next week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady.